The path of a twin flame or a sacred counterpart. So this is a post. I've done posts like this before, so I might be repeating some stuff, but it does warrant to be repeated because, in fact, a lot of the energy work and posts that I'm sharing at the moment seems to be just like repeat. I think that we just need to listen to it again and again and again, embody, listen, embody, and we just bring it further and further, deeper into that root system. So twin flames, let's start with that. I mean, I'm a twin flame. I've been married to my twin flame for 20 years. I only knew, or rather accepted, that I was a twin flame in the past 5 years. That was quite a journey in itself because I want to talk today about separation, about the illusion of separation with the twin flames. And I would like to just clarify what it is that we need to understand. Look, I'm going to share with you what I believe. It's my wisdom. You take what you want and you leave the rest behind. Because the twin flame journey is a very, very difficult one because there is so much conflicting information out there. Most of us bounce on Google, go and see this, that, and the other. This person says that. We are all sharing our wisdom, but at the end of the day, it's our own personal opinion. Okay, so that's because it's our experience. What is really ultimately more important, more than anything, not just for the twin flame journey, but just for energy, spiritual path in itself, is that we've always got to come back to here, our heart, our truth. And only you know your truth. And I encourage you to take what you need, but then go and sit with it yourself, and you will feel like almost like a filter system that will kick in. And you'll really embody a truth that you heard that resonates deeply because it matches your truth. And then a lot of the stuff might fall away. So whatever we learn on our paths and everything like that is great and lovely. But at the end of the day, it's what we hold in here and what we have in our own wisdom and our original blueprint, all our original codes that we hold. That's what's important. So always come back to base camp with all of this. So I'm going to just share with you my understanding of twin flames and what I need to share with you now. And hopefully it resonates, let's see. So twin flames are not soulmate relationships or anything like that. There is quite a misconception about twin flames. It's not like sipping cocktails, watching the sun go down and, skipping through the daisies. No, it's not. Or maybe it is, just hasn't been for me. So let's not try and put everybody else under the same heading. But it is quite a challenging path because you will be with your sacred other. You will be reflected, your mirrors. So they will show you your deepest, darkest parts of self. And guess what? I don't want to look at those deepest, darkest parts of self because they're sore and stingy and a little bit scary. But anyway, I've done it, because I couldn't avoid it, because you can avoid it by just sitting there, but you're just going to tread water. Eventually, you've got to look at yourself. And that sacred other in physical form will reflect that back to you all the time. So let's get that very, very clear. If you are being thrown something at you by your twin that you don't like and is a bit... it's because it resides within you. So you need to go and look at that. And I think that's kind of just like the rule of thumb for spiritual work anyway. Whatever goes on out there, we always go within. So twin flames are not just about pounding the earth and trying to find that beloved. In fact, it's quite the opposite. That I call it the pendulum swing. You're landing with your divine beloved, your boo. That's the end product. That's what happens to so many of us. We go, yeah, that's the mission, that's the work, and we find them, we're like, yeah, we're together, and we're so in love, and it's just like, no, we're not. Why are we not got our happy ending? Because the union, even if you are in close proximity, or you're like me, married to your twin flame, you still won't have that clicking in unless you have done the inner work of that journey. Now, the balancing of the divine masculine and feminine frequencies, the aspects within you, when those are balanced, you can then emanate unconditional love. That is the path of the twin flame. We are space holders, very, very powerful space holders. We are here to hold space for humanity because the twin flames are the ones that have got to embody this first. And then it's like dominoes. Then the rest of humanity can actually click into that grid system. So if you are focusing on just getting your love match, then I'm sorry to tell you, not really doing the work, okay? You'll get that down the line, but it's the inner work. You cannot unite or be reunited with your boo unless you have done your reunion within or your union within. And I learned this the hard way. I've been married for 20 years, as I say. 5 years, we just went into separation, meaning we're still together. We never stopped being together. But I moved to Cape Town. He got left in Zimbabwe because of businesses, and there was this separation logistically. Very, very, very hard for us. But it's so amazing how Spirit brought that through, because he ended up doing his own journey and working on him. I ended up working on me. And that is a very, very powerful place to start. Know that twin flame vibes, you have to choose you. That is where the work starts. Because what happens is we sit there and we get tangled up with our twin, and we don't move on our path because we're like, we're waiting for him or we're waiting for her. Well, if he's not going or she's not going, I'm just gonna chill here. And then you don't realize that you're actually keeping yourself small. That shit ain't gonna fly. You have to do your path, your purpose, no matter what. And if you are in female form, your feminine, the divine feminine, meaning me being a woman and you being a woman and all the rest of it, we're the ones that go first. We're the ones that lead the way. And that's what gets us all hype and irritated and annoyed as women, because we're just like, why do we always have to be the ones? Because it just is. So get over that, and that's going to help you start your path quite easily, okay? Because I took a long time going, well, why should I be the one who's just doing this and just doing that? I'm going to bring in the story of Isis and Osiris now. As you probably know by now, that my work is very deeply ingrained in the Egypt codes. It's where my root system lies. In fact, many of us have our root system in Egypt. And there were many twin flames in Egypt. Osiris and Isis are the ones that I work with the most. Now, Osiris was cut up into 14 parts by his brother, who was jealous of him, Set, and he was sent down the Nile. Isis, in all of her grief, went to go and find her husband in 14 parts and put him back together with magic. She worked with Thoth. They did a bit and her sister Nephthys, and they did a bit of spell casting, and they brought Osiris back together. So he was dismembered. She was the one who had to trudge the dirty banks of the Nile to go through such hardship and pain and grief to put him back together again. But when she remembered him, when she remembered him, then they were basically able to come into union. So the path of the twin flame is the divine feminine right now is holding space for the divine masculine to heal. He's got a lot of wounding going on, and you might see that in your significant other, but you'll also see it around the world with the governments, the money systems, everything that is of a very, very male masculine energy is collapsing. And a lot of the men out there who relied on such systems are collapsing. So us girls are holding space while they get their shit together and realign, a lot like Isis and Osiris. So our whole journeys, forget about twin flame now, is about remembering. So this is aspects, bringing our aspects in to bring us into wholeness. That's exactly what she did for Osiris. But in this sense, they were doing it twin flame union. Now they had a baby called Horus. He represents many, many things. But one thing he does represent is harmony. He has the Horus eyes. We've heard of those. The Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus, the sun and the moon, the Shakti and the Shanti, the divine balance. He was a divine balance, if you like, product by Isis and Osiris. He represents harmony. Okay, so when you are, we call that the twin flame triad, or triad, however you want to say it. But he is a product of Osiris and Isis being in perfect balance. He's harmonious. So that is pretty much where you're working towards on the twin flame journey. But it's all an inward journey. And it matters not whether you have your arm linked with your boo and your twin flames and you're going, well, we're together. Yeah, but unless you've both done your union within, and as I spoke about me and my husband being separated by countries, unless he started to do his healing work just on himself, for himself. I started to do my healing work on myself and not wait for him any longer, just on myself. And I went through all the darkness of just like, well, if I do this work and he doesn't decide to come with me, and he decides to stay in Zimbabwe, and he doesn't move to Cape Town, well, I might just have to go through being without him. And I had to go through all those darknesses. That's the separation. For me, for my life, for my experience, that was the separation of me being separate from my husband, Brendan. Your separation may be different. It may be that you haven't met your twin flame yet. It may be that you have and he's married to someone else, or she's married to someone else, or you're together and they're in and out of your lives all the time and you just can't seem to keep your shit together, because you got to do your inner work. You got to do your inner journey. So does he or she. Okay. So you see, when that union within, when that happens, then you can come together and there is divine balance. And then that union will be harmonious. And that is when the twin flames will definitely spring into action and start to do their work. I know I have begun that work. I now have my husband here. He's actually physically here in the same house as me, in the same country. And we're now living together. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, lockdown. As a result of that, we've now come into union, which is funny how the life goes, isn't it? You know, but it's like various things bring you back together, because we've done the work for 5 years, 5 long years. We've done the work of healing on ourselves, come back together. So this is what I'm saying. Even if you are together as a couple, it matters not unless you're doing the inner work. So now this is about the current times that we are in right now. It's really important that twin flames, if you believe yourself to be one, to go into that work and to understand what your mission and purpose is on a much deeper level than maybe many understand it. There is no illusion, and there is no separation, and that is the illusion. The illusion has now been dismantled. It's gone. It's finished. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in union, so there must be no illusion. I just know it to be true. I have many powerful friends, sisters, brothers that are twin flames, and we're all doing this work at this level, and we all agree on the same thing. We all get the same channels. We all get the same messages. So definitely, there is no separation. Now, I did a channel a couple of months ago now, and had a very powerful transmission that came through from the Galactic Federation. And they came through like a freight train. And the message was that there is no separation. And for those of you that have embodied your divine masculine and feminine frequencies, and you're pretty much in union, and you're kind of like at that level of doing the big work now, it's for each and every one of us to assist the next one down the line, to help them come back into remembrance. Remember, like Osiris, remembering, help them come back into remembering. It's last season, it's 1980s, twin flame 1980s, gone, finished, done. We are now in a time where the twin flames should be holding space for the new earth now. That is our jobs, that is our purpose, okay? So now, before I move on to the Galactic Federation came through, and this is what they told me. They also told me this. Now, we've all seen this sign. This is the infinity symbol, okay? Now, this so-called separation that we have, this sweet spot here is when we connect with our twin flames and life's good and everything's like, oh, amazing, awesome, everything pops. And then all of a sudden we go, oh my God, we've lost that connection, or we've gone into separation. We haven't at all. What's happened is you're traveling around the infinity sign, this infinity energy. And what's happened is you've popped here, and then you think you've gone into separation, but you haven't. You are now traveling here to go through growth and expansion, and to go deeper into the layers of self, so you can balance your masculine and feminine frequencies. Where is he while you're doing that, or she's also going that way. So here you've got this, what you perceive as separation, but it's actually this. And you're going that way, they're going that way, and they're going for their growth and learning, you're going for those growth and learning, and then you come back again and you go pop in between, and it's amazing and it's lovely, and then the cycle continues, and you keep running this energy. There is no separation here. It doesn't exist, because it's infinite. It keeps going. Shit pops when you're here. Wonderful. But then it's time for growth. So understand what you're embodying and what your true purpose as a twin flame is while you're out here, while he or she is out here. Understand this. This is very, very, very important. There is no more separation. There is no separation. That is just illusion. This is what's happening for you. So now, what the Galactic Federation brought through, which was very, very powerful and interesting to me, was if you know you're a twin flame and you know that's your true purpose, and you may not have met your significant other or bonded or connected, now you know why, because you've got to do the inner work. But it doesn't matter. Step up and do the work anyway. Like me, with my husband sat in front of me, matters not whether he was in with me or not. Matters not whether you're married to them or with them, because it didn't matter for me. I still had to do the work. So the message is do the work anyway. Go in and do the inner work, because that's what's going to have to happen regardless of the masculine and feminine balancing. Energetically, call to action to all twin flames, to all of us. We hold hands, we link, and we hold hands around the whole earth, okay? And we are now working to skyrocket that separation from the lower earth to the upper earth. The new earth is now created. It is for us to create that separation between the lower and the upper, because that's a done thing. That's got to go now. Separation, separate, good separation. We want that separation so we can be in wholeness up here. But there is no separation with us within. And then if there's no separation within, there's no separation out there. So get rid of the belief system, because it's bullshit, okay? And quite frankly, you should be doing more important work than messing around with that, because it's done, and I'm sure you're tired of it. So now we come up to the next level, and we're all holding hands, all of us twin flames. Some of us are in union with our sacred others, some of us aren't. Doesn't matter. Do the work anyway, because what's going to happen as you put your Batman sign out in the sky and you're like, whoa, twin flame vibes. Guess what? That guy or that girl over there is going to see your twin flame sign. He's going to be doing exactly the same work as you, because he's honoring his twin flame contract. And then you're going to meet each other. He's done the inner work. You've done the inner work. And you're going to go, boom. You ain't going to walk the path like Marie, which was arduous and hard and dark and hectic, because you've already done the work. So you see what I'm saying? It's a win-win situation. But remember, it's to access everything out there to do with your twin flame, it's in here. But let go of the importance and the weight of having to be with your significant other. That's going to happen anyway. But that's just a byproduct of it. Do you not understand now that the inner work of this twin flame path is like in here? That's the union. That is the work that we do for humanity and the collective. That's our job, as well as many other jobs, as we all have. But that's our job. So that's what the Galactic Federation was saying. Working with the infinity symbol. Work with this. Okay? Understand and know what is actually going on at this time. But also, most of all, understand and know that what is going on for the twin flames now shouldn't be down there messing around with other stuff which is just low vibration. It's about stepping into your power. Stepping into your wholeness and your sovereignty. If you really do feel that you are twin flame, it's not about having somebody complete you, because you complete you. That's the union. So with knowing that, holding that frequency, we did this in Atlantis. We're doing this now. We did this in Egypt. We're doing this now. Holding space. So this is very important work. Very, very important times to dive into this now and to realign and regroup. But the biggest message of this that I want to bring forth, it is time to disintegrate, transmute the belief system and the illusion of separation with the twin flames. There is none. If you keep holding on to that belief system, then guess what? You're going to be pounding the earth looking for your other half in the lower world, while we're having a big fat party living our best lives up here. You're in the wrong dimension, dude. So I suggest you sit with this. Speak to your own guides, your own higher self, and connect with your truth as to what you came here to do with your twin flame vibes. But one thing that it is that you didn't come here to do is to be in separation. That's it. That's all. Peace. So, off you go. Unite.